If I'm here to warm up, I probably don't put down practice sticks because the targets they keep changing, and I'm just trying to get my body moving, and I'm probably not working on things. The idea of using an aiming stick, anything to aim to get you where you're going, is just a way to be grounded in your alignment, which is massively important as you play golf. So I've chosen to line this green stick up at that yellow flag, and I don't care at 100 yards if it's off a yard or two. The big mistakes come if you're off 15 degrees in either direction, because then you have to do funky things in your golf swing to make that work. So all I'm trying to do is get in here anywhere that stick is between my toes and the golf ball. So that way I can make my toes fairly square to this line, and that my eyeballs can see this same line, which relates to my swing path swinging out the line. For beginners, or for anybody who uses this a lot, not a bad idea to anchor this stick a couple of tees in a couple of places. You know, you're going to be getting golf balls back and forth and the stick moves and all that kind of stuff. So I would anchor that with tees and then just use that as your reference point to kind of send the ball out there at your target. If you want to be a little more specific, or depending on what you're working on, if it's club path stuff, we might put 2 of these up here and form what we would call the railroad tracks. And you would want to swing between these railroad tracks so you could really visualize the path of your club as it passes through the golf ball. And out there with a 7-iron. Okay, so one of the safest ways to get your ball position correct is to have a club perpendicular to this target line we've discussed. If you straddle this new club, that's going to put the ball in the middle of your stance, which is roughly your belt buckle, belly button, sternum, and then that shows clearly that it's behind your left shoulder. Now this is a 7-iron, so I would want the ball roughly in that position. With the shortest clubs, the wedges, you may even want to put it back in your stance further, closer to your right shoulder. And then for the 3-woods and drivers, you may want to move it closer to your left heel up in the front. But for basic starters, just to learn to hit the golf ball in the middle of the stance, somewhere either side of the middle of the stance, should feel very comfortable, and then just stay there and let her go. The reason for this kind of practice is you're going to drift. You know, there's so many things going on in a golf swing, and believe it or not, we lose track of where we're going, or our perception of where we're going changes. So if you can lay down 1 or 2 sticks or an umbrella or a golf club or anything, just to remind you that you're always parallel and perpendicular to where you want to go. Because the problem is, if you get lined up, if we're trying to go on this line and we get lined up way over here, your body will figure out how to do that. Or if you do this, it'll figure out how to do this to get it on line, but then you've built lousy things into your golf swing. So this is just a great way to keep a foot on home base so you know what's going on.